Good morning. How are we? Happy Sunday. If you're coming in, give me a hello. Hope you're all good. If you're on replay, let me know you're watching on replay. So, hope you've been having a good weekend. Talking today about a measure that you could possibly use as opposed to scales or as well as the scales, which has really good validity, reliability in measuring health risks. I know that scales can drive people insane, and let's face it, we've been taught that we should measure ourselves weekly in an evening at times, which is bonkers if you put so much wrongly of your self-worth on your success, on what happened in a weekly weigh-in. You're always going to set yourself up for disappointment, because I could eat more broccoli and I could gain weight. And the problem with that is that's not telling me that I've done well with my exercise, with my fitness level, with my habits. Now, good morning, Sandy. Now, this is a really easy exercise, simple thing that you can do to get your waist-hip ratio. And I bring this up as well because a lot of the ladies will go, so Sue, for argument's sake, she might even be on this live. The other week, she was like, oh yeah, my weight seemed to be stuck. So I took some measurements where I haven't took since November, and I'm 9 centimeters down. And it's all these little things that you go, okay, yeah, now I'm seeing reward for my progress. And when you see it, it makes you feel a different way, and then you could just carry on. So we're going to work through it now. So this is the waist-hip ratio, and especially amongst women, even more amongst women, this is a really important indicator and one of the best, most reliable ways to look at type 2 diabetes risk, cardiovascular risk. So what we'll do is we'll do it together. You do need a tape measure for this. So the step one, in fact, it might help if I write this down as I speak as well. So step one on here. So step one is to measure your waist circumference, okay? So you're going to measure your waist circumference. So you can make a note of this to do it. Now, don't suck in. Don't suck in here. And you want to do it essentially after the loo, before you eat. And you want to do it about 2 to 3 times. And just to define where your waist is, circle around like the top of your belly button, okay? So you want kind of top of belly button. And you want to do it 2 to 3 times and then just get like an average of that, okay? So you can get an average. Number 2, so e.g., let's say it's 34. I hover between a 34, 36, but, well, about 34, but when I wear trousers, I always get them bigger. 2, then hip circumference. So hip circumference on here. So this is the widest part of your bum, okay? So widest part of your bum. So again, 2 to 3 times you want to measure this. Then your waist to hip ratio just equals your waist divided by your hips. That's it. So for example, let's say 34 waist divided by 37 hips would equal 0.91. And the World Health Organization, they say that if you, anything for above 0.85 for a woman is considered a health risk. Anything above 1, and that's, the risk is even higher, okay? Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because you can get a good measure here, and you're doing it 2 to 3 times. You're doing it in the morning at one point, and you can do this again if you wanted to at a later stage. And this is going to be a bit less in terms of like the fluctuations that happen. It also caters for shape, your change in body shape, which can happen due to exercise as well. And this is a lot better to look at sometimes in terms of, well, actually, yeah, my body shape's changing. I'm not, even though the scales might be fluctuating up and down, because you can fluctuate 4 pounds daily on the scales. And of course, you could be a bit bloated when you do your waist, hips. You could get the wrong point. Yes, there's human error. And I don't expect you to permanently mark the bit on your belly button where you did last time, like 4 months ago, and it's still to be there. And there will be a bit of error with it. But this just gives you another measure to go, actually, yeah, I've lost some inches. I've lost some even there. And you might notice it anyway with how your clothes fit. But some people love numbers. We've been taught to love data. And this is definitely according to the research as well, a very valid and reliable way to look at your health risk, which is above and beyond just the number on the scales, which can fluctuate 4 pounds a day, especially if you're a woman. You throw in water intake, the weather, sleep, the time of day, your fibre intake. If you're eating loads of fibre one day and none the next, it could be more bloated. All these things come up and they make us feel rubbish, and then we end up going, oh, actually it's not working, then we don't show up the next day, which decreases our chances of getting the results that we wanted to. Because let's face it, the more consistent someone is, the better the results they'll get. Okay? So I wanted to share that with you today, because like I said, it would probably be used more if you look at the data, it's head and shoulders above, but it's more intrusive, isn't it? If you had to go in and someone said, oh, just take your weight, into a doctor's surgery or whatever every now and then, standing on scales is easy. Getting someone to do waist hip relies on training. It relies on someone, probably the same person doing it. It relies on the person doing it the same way, using the same measure. Like I said, it's intrusive, and everyone feels comfortable having someone else do their waist and hip. So there's a lot of problems in using that as a health marker, because we would need to collect that data. Someone could tell you over the phone what's your weight, and most people would kind of know roughly what it is, but your waist hip, we're talking a different measure here. So for you personally though, it might suit you better in terms of keeping on track with that. So I hope that helps, and just to let you know, we are gearing up now for our grand reopening, for our in-person sessions as well. Our live workouts will continue as well. So we're back outside with our sessions, Devizes, Marlborough, 29th of March. And then we are inside back at our Ladies Only Studios in Marlborough and Devizes from the 12th of April as well. Plus, everything from home continues, all live workouts, 5 live home workouts a day. So you can make it as convenient or as personal as you want with this. And again, that focus on that muscle strengthening, changing your body shape, not just scales, because the research is very clear that, yes, scales is still important. It's still a measure, but it's not the only measure. And what if you were just 2 days away from seeing the results you wanted there, but you gave up because you couldn't see the results elsewhere, and your body shape was clearly changing, but we didn't really measure it? So, any questions, let me know. Make it a great day. Happy Sunday, and I will see you soon. Take care.